This is Adrian Manz. If you'd like a copy of my book, Around the Horn, A Trader's Guide to Consistently Scoring in the Markets, visit TraderInsight.com, where you'll receive a 30% discount and 3-day shipping. That's the best price anywhere, only from Trader Insight.
From Los Angeles, TraderInsight.com presents Dr. Adrian Manz in the war room and at the helm with today's look at stocks and sectors on the radar.
For TraderInsight.com, I'm Adrian Manz, and this is Stocks and Sectors on the Radar for Thursday, February 19th, 2009. On Wednesday, Dow Jones Industrials up 3 points to close at 75.55.63. We had 887 advancers, 2,197 decliners, and NYSE total volume at 1.43 billion shares. So we had lousy internals the whole way around. The Dow is in another backdoor slider setup. We've got this big fastball move down on Tuesday, followed by this inside close, virtually unchanged close on Wednesday. That has us in basically the same setup that we had going into Tuesday's trading. Backdoor slider sets us up for a powerful move to the downside. Now, given that this is the second leg down, and that we are also sitting right on top of that November support that some people seem to find very interesting, seem to find very important, I'm going to tell you, I really don't think that these lows mean all that much, especially not when compared to the bigger range that we were trading in for quite some time. So the Dow box was violated. Dow box was violated to the downside back in November, popped back up and in. We are down again, this time much more convincingly. It does look like, for the time being, until Wall Street gets some decisive news on what is going to fix the economy, we are continuing to move in a downward trend. In terms of the rest of the indices, the S&P 500, basically the same picture. The Tuesday move to the downside was not as severe as that on the Dow, so this isn't really a backdoor slider setup. It is, however, a bearish setup. We were down 75 cents to 788.42. Things look a little bit better on the NASDAQ 100 and the NASDAQ comp, which are not in any kind of like severe... Let's start that again. Now, over on the S&P, we had a... Start it again. S&P 500 down 75 cents on the session to 78. Start it again. S&P 500 down 3/4 on the session to close at 788.42. NASDAQ 100, NASDAQ comp on a daily chart look to be faring a little bit better than the Dow and the S&P. NASDAQ 100 up 1 3/4 to close at 1188.77. NASDAQ comp down 269 to close at 1467.97. Now, the volatility index high, very, very high, but it closed flat on the session. This is always an interesting situation to be in. These kinds of volatility closes have sort of implications for the kind of trading that we're going to see in the coming days. I'm going to expect some more downside, as I said, but the volatility that we've been used to working with over the last several sessions is probably going to be what we're getting once again. Let's start it again. Over on the S&P 500, down 3/4 point to close at 788.42. NASDAQ 100, NASDAQ Composite, they did quite a bit better over the last several sessions. The 100 is down... Start it again. And the S&P 500 down 3/4 point to close at 788.42. NASDAQ 100, NASDAQ comp are looking a little better on daily charts. The 100 was up 1 3/4 on the session to close at 1188.77. NASDAQ composite down 2.69 to close at 1467.97. And we've got the volatility index, which managed to close sort of flat on the day. Those are my least favorite kinds of VIX moves. We'll talk about that in a video that's devoted to the VIX, but needless to say, it doesn't intraday price action for the next couple of sessions. Now, let's take a look at some sectors that I'm interested in for Thursday's trading. First off, I'm going to look at oil, actually oil and gas, but we see